Sri Tripura Rahasyam MahatmyaKhandam, Chapter 47. O Venerable Lord of the ascetics, O Ocean of great compassion, I feel blessed and accomplished by your narration of the wonderful legend of Durga, because it is indeed rare on this earth to have your merciful glances. Nothing can equal the bliss of a person like the partridge bird who drinks the elixir of the glory of Sri Tripura Sundari flowing from your moon-like face. Drinking the honey of the story from your lotus visage, I am not contented, just like a lustful person from a woman. Hence I yearn to listen to the rebirth of Kama, who had earlier merged in the eyes of Sri Lalita Devi, and his body had been reduced to ashes by the fire of anger of Siva, and how his melancholic dear wife regained him. O intelligent Guru, please tell me about this. Thus inquired by Parashurama, Dattatreya, the lord of the ascetics, was deeply immersed in the ocean of exhilaration. With tears of joy and horripilation, Dattatreya from a while Dattatreya for a while became unconscious of inner and outer activities. Then regaining consciousness and with a voice choked with joy, Dattatreya, rich in austerities, addressed Parashurama thus: O Parashurama, you are extremely blessed because you are not in the least satisfied even after listening to the legend of Devi Tripura Sundari. Cultivation of such a desire in the ambrosial story of the Devi, which terminates rebirth, is uncommon in this world, is really your great fortune. I am also fortunate to recapitulate the grand glory of Devi Tripura Sundari while narrating it to you. O Parashurama, by listening to the stories about Devi Tripura, one gets the ability to undo worldly administrative plots. The stories about the moon, Indra, and others are auspicious than worldly accounts. The stories about Brahma, Sanmukha, Ganesha, and others are better than the earlier ones. Even better and cleansing are the stories about Vishnu and Shiva. Superior to these are the glories of Lakshmi, Gauri, Bharati, and others. The supreme is the legend about Parashakti, the Devi Tripura Sundari. Who on this earth can describe her glory? With great effort, it might be possible to count the stars in the sky, to enumerate the raindrops in space, to confirm the number of dust particles on the earth, but not the countless glories of Devi Tripura Sundari. I have presented her important legends in a brief way. No one can narrate her entire glory. Even Maheshwara, the Vedas, and the Tantras are stranded without grasping her form. The sensory organs cannot understand themselves on their own. The fire cannot burn its own self. The air cannot enter a stone. Similarly, the Vedas that are born out of her and which shine due to her cannot comprehend her totally. Existing as the power of consciousness prior to the three aspects, viz. Ichcha, Jnana, and Kriya, she is called as Tripura, who is beyond enunciation and explanation. Devi Tripura, who has no beginning, middle, or end by virtue of her excessive glory assumes varieties of illusory forms of creation. For the sustenance of the creation caused by her great glory, she takes visible forms. Earlier, I have told you the legends about Devi Tripura Sundari. Now, I will narrate her wonderful legend dealing with her incarnation as Kumari and other aspects. The form of the transcendental Tripura from which Kama, Manmatha, came out is called as Sri Lalita because she sports happily in all. Her wonderful story, filled with astonishing display of valor, might, intelligence, and action, is the vanquishing of the demon Bhanda. Long ago, a famous demon called Bhanda, who was endowed with the power of austerity and might, created many universes and also many Brahmas, Vishnus, and Shivas. Defeated by him, the gods very well propitiated the Supreme Devi Tripura Sundari, who emerged from the fire altar as Sri Lalita, the embodiment of Sri Tripura, for the sake of the gods, and redeemed the misery of the world by killing Bhanda and his army. Then Vishnu and other gods, after praising Devi Lalitambika, requested her to resuscitate Kama by putting Rati at her lotus feet. O mother, this Rati, the wife of Kama, as a widow, is suffering from the pangs of separation from her lover. She is emaciated and dishevelled like a lotus whose stalk is cut off. Please compassionately save her who is drowned in the ocean of sorrow. We do not consider it proper that your great devotee Kama is defeated by Shiva. Hence, show mercy on her. Hearing the request of the gods, the Devi, with a beautiful smile, said thus: O gods, listen. Nowhere in the world will my devotee face defeat. This is the truth. Even Kama has not been defeated, owing to the special respect to the curse by Gauri on my devotee. Only his physical body was defeated, and Kama was not burned. Kama, the best among my devotees, is residing in my eyes, just as darkness cannot exist during the day. How can my supreme devotee, Rati, the loyal wife of Kama, become a widow? Born again from me, Manmatha will join Rati. Watch how, in a moment, this Manmatha will remove the grief of Rati. Saying thus, Devi Lalita bathed the Supreme Lord Kameshwara with the ambrosial showers of her beautiful side glances. Through this look, Manmatha entered the heart of Kameshwara, and out of his body emerged with a new body. Manmatha felt as if he had got up from sleep and soaked in the milky ocean of devotion and bowed to the great Devi Lalita. After bowing to his father, mother, and all other gods, he praised Devi Lalita Parameshwari with many excellent hymns. Then, hearing from his mother Lakshmi the destruction of his body and his rebirth from the eyes of Devi Lalita, Manmatha requested Shiva thus: O universal mother, I do not desire this ephemeral body. I would be without a body and have no fear of destruction. Defeated by Maheshwara, I do not deserve to be alive. I solemnly declare before you that there will be sense in my living if the three eyed Lord is vanquished by my arrow. when I have been reduced to ashes like a moth, encountering the fire from his third eye, in spite of my serving your feet. I feel my life as futile. Hence, O Devi, enough of this body and life forever. I do not like to have a body. Please have mercy on me. Having been born to Lakshmi and devoted to your feet, fie upon me. If after defeat I live amidst heroes as an unworthy person. Hearing Manmatha, Devi Lalitambika said thus, O vanquisher of enemies, O Manmatha, my child, do not worry. Nowhere will my devotees face defeat. You were staying in my eyes as if in deep sleep. By the curse of Gauri, only your body was reduced to ashes. Countless number of kamas born out of your body, who are equally powerful, will conquer the entire world, and you will become their lord. Then Devi Tripura Sundari called the kamas who had come out of the body of Manmatha and talked to them thus, O kamas, my dear Manmatha will be your leader, and all of you who have taken birth from his body shall be always obedient to him. O Kama, by having a body, vanquish Shiva in a moment. Shiva, who is being propitiated by the gods to beget a son, is detached and calm like an ocean. Hit by your arrow, he would really become fickle and disturbed and unite with Parvati and later also with Vishnu in the form of Mohini. If you do not want a body, let it not be visible to anyone in the three worlds except Rati. Go quickly and conquer Shiva. Thus ordered by the Devi, Kama, well prepared, went to Shankara, his enemy, and staying invisible, struck him with an arrow. Extremely troubled by Kama's arrow and requested by the gods as well, Shiva went after Parvati and begot Guha, who killed Taraka and other mighty demons who were friends of Bhanda. Later, Shiva, struck by the arrow of Kama, fell in love with Mohini and his semen dripped. O Parashurama, I have thus narrated completely the story of the rebirth of Kama. End of the 47th chapter of the MahatmyaKhandam of Sri Tripura Rahasyam. Chapter 48. After hearing about the rebirth of Kama, Parashurama with great interest inquired Dattatreya again with humility. O compassionate Lord, I would like to hear how the desireless Ishvara was infatuated by Mohini. Requested thus by Parashurama, Dattatreya, the supreme yogi, said thus, O Parashurama, listen. I will narrate the most sacred story. In the past, during the war between gods and demons, the demons stole away the pitcher of nectar born out of the milky ocean, and Vishnu, assuming the form of Mohini, snatched the nectar from them and distributed the same among gods by deceiving the demons. Sri Shankara, hearing this episode, asked Vishnu when he met him to show the form of Mohini. Vishnu said to Shiva thus, the form of Mohini is extremely infatuating, and seeing that your semen will trickle down. Hearing Vishnu, Shiva laughed loudly and again said thus, O Vishnu, I cannot be compared to the demons who were very much deluded by you. The wind cannot show its power at the peak of the Meru mountain. Is there any infatuating power that can delude me? Despised thus, Vishnu said, I will show you after some time. Talking thus, Vishnu and Shiva returned to their respective abodes. Thus discarded by Shiva, Vishnu brooded thus. Truly, Shiva is most brilliant, self controlled, with an upward flowing semen. Even Kama could not delude him. How can I attract him who destroyed Kama in a moment? Surely I will lose my honor by showing the form of Mohini. How can I, with my appearance as Mohini, attract him whom Parvati, my sister, the most enchanting born out of the aspect of Sri Tripura Sundari, could not distract in spite of her proximity? Drowned in such a worry, Vishnu later analyzed thus: in the present situation, indeed, without the grace of Devi Tripura Sundari, I cannot achieve my goal. Hence, I will propitiate her. Deciding thus, Vishnu worshipped the Devi Tripura, the supreme beauty, for 60,000 years. Then the pleased great Devi Tripura appeared and addressed Vishnu thus: O Vishnu, my child, ask for your desired boon. There is nothing that cannot be granted to you because of your long worship. Ordered thus by the Devi, Vishnu bowed to her and said, O Devi, I want to assume the form of Mohini, by which I infatuate even Shiva, who has vanquished even Kama. Hearing the request from Vishnu, Devi Tripura Sundari said thus: O Vishnu, as and when you desire, you will be able to assume such a form, either man or woman, which will enchant the entire universe. Take Manmatha along with you. Seeing you, the infatuated Shiva, the lord of yogis, the vanquisher of Kama, and whose semen flows upwards, will fall in love with you. For this to happen, I will give you an aspect of my beauty by which he will be deluded utmost, and you will earn universal fame. Thus, obtaining the boon from the Devi, Vishnu proceeded to the great Kailasa mountain where Shiva was dwelling. Then, on the beautiful banks of divine Ganga, amidst blossomed garden filled with parrots and cuckoos, Vishnu, taking the form of Mohini, wandered along with Manmatha, not far away from the place where Shiva was with Parvati. Mohini had symmetrical limbs that were the storehouse of all beauty, with a lovely body shining like molten gold, with a full moon like face marked with the deer mask representing the black mark of the moon on the forehead, with a rising moon like face on the backdrop of dark tresses resembling dense clouds spread on her shoulders, with eyes like the blue lily blossomed in the milky ocean of her smile, with a face decorated or painted as if by the alarmed bees driven away by the fragrance of her champaka like nose, with eyes resembling fishes moving briskly in the ocean of her beautiful face, with a, with a row of glittering teeth similar to the row of jasmine birds, charming with the gem set earrings shining on the broad cheeks, with a pair of ball like breasts similar to ruddy geese, with a pair of arms that have conquered the shine of the coral creeper, with a beauty doubled by the luster of the gem studded amulets, bangles, and rings, with lotus like palms at the end of coral like arms, with bud like fingers at the tip of the arms that are like the branches of her creeper like body, with a pair of breasts looking like inverted drums on her broad chest, with dark nipples beneath the chest band brassiere, with a serpent like thin hair coming out of the navel hole, with a slender waist whose existence is inferred by its bearing the upper body, with three folds representing three golden steps at the bank of her navel pond, with lovely posteriors covered by red garments, with its redness doubled by the red gems studded to the waistband, with pleasant jingling of the anklets set with diamonds, with beautiful slow guides shimmering the swans, with such an exquisite charm. Vishnu, the lord of the sacrifices, moved around in front of Shiva as Mohini, playing with the ball in the blossomed gardens and singing melodiously. Hearing the melodious music, Shiva saw Mohini in the front garden and said thus, O Gauri, look at that extremely enchanting lady playing with the ball. She is like a bent creeper and lustrous like a streak of lightning. Her large breasts are protruding out of the dangling garlands while she is immersed in playing with the ball. With the garment soaked in sweat, her breasts, waist, and thighs are clearly visible. She has slightly bent forward by the weight of her breasts that are dancing like birds. O Parvati, let us eagerly go fast to see her, whose lotus like gaze is fixed on the flight of the ball. Then from proximity, Manmatha, with a flower arrow, hit the heart of Shiva, who was approaching her. Hit by the arrow of Manmatha, Shiva, seeing Mohini close by, started burning with libidinousness, and leaving Gauri behind, he proceeded quickly to Mohini. With agitated senses, Shiva reached near her and questioned thus, O beautiful young lady, who are you? Why have you come here? You have captured my mind. Look at me, I am Shiva, who is talking to you. Without paying attention to his talks, Mohini continued to play with the ball. Overpowered with lust and troubled internally and extremely infatuated, Shiva followed her and held her hand. Excited by the joy experienced by touching her, Shiva, like a worldly person, discharged copious semen. Then Vishnu, Mohini, assumed his real form in the presence of Shiva. Realizing this, the agitated Shiva was shy. Vishnu said to Shiva thus, O Shiva, I showed you my enchanting Mohini form, which you wanted to see. Hearing the words of Vishnu, Shiva bent his head with shame. That was how, in the past, Shiva, seeing the beauty of Mohini, lost his sensory control and lost his potent energy. There is nothing impossible through the grace of Devi Tripura Sundari. Thus Vishnu, Brahma, and other gods achieved the impossible by securing her blessings by worshipping her. Thus Brahma and all other gods are the devotees of Devi Tripura Sundari, and they worship her alone and recite her sacred mantra. Among them, Manmatha, the crowning devotee, is the best. Manmatha is the promulgator of Sri Vidya. By the grace of the Devi, many others also mastered the cult of Sri Vidya, and 12 among them are prominent. O Parashurama, I will narrate their names. Listen with self control. They are Manu, Chandra, Moon, Kubera, Lopamudra, Manmatha, Agastya, Agni, Surya, Sun, Indra, Skanda, Shiva, and Durvasa. By remembering them on each morning, one will be free from sins. Because these 12 have obtained the grace of Devi, remembering them daily will confer all round auspicious prosperity. The worshippers of Devi Tripura Sundari should, as a rule, remember them, by which they will acquire pure devotion that will cut asunder worldly bondage. O Bhargava, the 12 exponents of Sri Vidya have, by the blessings of Devi Tripura Sundari, are empowered thus. Manu creates the world, Moon sprinkles ambrosia into plants, Kubera is the lord of wealth, Lopamudra got good fortune, Manmatha conquered Shiva, Agastya drank dried up the ocean, and so on. Agni became the foremost among gods. Sun illuminates the world. Indra is the lord of the gods. Shiva vanquished Yama, death. Skanda shattered the Krauncha mountain, and Shiva is the lord of yogis. They are all masters of Sri Vidya. There are others who worship her through seed letters. Among the others, three foremost preceptors named Mitresha, Shashtisha, and Uddisha, who are born from the body of Shiva, are universally revered. They have attained a position in the abode of Maheshwara by intently meditating on the kutas, that is, the groups in Sri Vidya, viz. Bhagbhava, Madhya, and Shakti kutas. Thus, the Devi Tripura Sundari, assuming many forms, protected the universe and pervaded it by one of her aspects, portions. On the shores of the eastern ocean, she stays in the form of Kamagiri. At the foot of the Meru mountain, she stays in the form of Jalandhara. On the shores of western ocean, she stays in the form of Purnagiri. Even as she has assumed the above three forms, she has many different forms. She is Kamakshi in Kanchipuram, Brahmari on the Malaya mountain, Kumari in Kerala, Amba in Saurashtra, Mahalakshmi in Karavira, Kalika in Malava, Lalita in Prayag, Vindyavasini on the Vindhya mountain, Vishalakshi in Kashi, Mangalavati in Gaya, Tripura Sundari in Bengal, Guhyakeshwari in Nepal. She is situated in these 12 places in India. Just a visit to these places will destroy all sins. A person who is unable to visit them will be free from all sins if he calmly thinks about them every morning. Similarly, Devi Tripura Sundari stays in this world in hundreds and thousands of forms intent on protecting the human race. O Parashurama, I have thus narrated how Shiva was deluded by Mohini. End of the 48th chapter of the MahatmyaKhandam of Sri Tripura Rahasyam.